Well, welcome to our weekly vlog. I'm Ken Miller, our track analyst, and this week's vlog is going to focus mainly on this upcoming week's stakes races. We will take a look back, however, to both the Hawkeyes and the Cyclones that will run over the weekend. Before we do that, though, a couple of casino announcements, and they're both entertainment related, as we've got two terrific shows coming up. The Church of Cash is that one that's coming up in early September. September the 10th for the Church of Cash. Get your tickets where you normally would. Well, before we take a look at the upcoming stakes races for the weekend that lies ahead, I want to go back to this past weekend because we had a couple of Iowa champions that really weren't having the 2026 season. A lot of people, myself included, thought that they were going to have. Let's go back to Friday night, the Hawkeye Stakes for Iowa-bred fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. Kanojo was the overwhelming favorite in the race. Now, Kanojo did have a chance earlier to run 2 turns. She'd been running 6 furlongs. That's not her best distance. She's still a competitive mare, to say the very least. But when she gets around 2 turns, she's a different kind of racehorse. Her problems are at the starting gate. So this was her first chance to get around 2 turns and show her stuff. And boy, did she ever.
Kanojo is in front and in charge as they turn for home in the Hawkeyes. Kanojo down to the final furlong, just under a hand ride, and drawing out to a 5-length advantage. She is just too good. Kanojo, last year's champ, is back to her winning ways, and she will canter home a 6-length winner.
Down here in the winner's circle with winning trainer Kevin Eichelberry, Kanojo. He won a lot of races, Kevin. Was there a little relief seeing her across the finish line in front?
It is, yeah. And it's always glad to see her leave the starting gate. So that's part of it. But she can really run, and she's just a little wacky sometimes.
So how do you get her past that?
You know, we've tried everything I know, and in the mornings she's usually pretty good. But it comes race time, it can be a little different story sometimes.
Well, she won so many races last year. Do you think this might get her mind back to because she's familiar with winning?
It might. I sure hope so, because the filly's got a lot of talent.
She really does. We'll see her on a few more times this meet, I'm guessing.
Yes, I hope so.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Eichelberry, trainer of the winner of the Hawkeyes Kanojo.
And then on Saturday night, another horse, Jack's Time, who was a 3-year-old champion, Colton Gelding from last year, he'd only been able to make 1 start this year, as it was impressive, without a doubt, but there was frustration because Jack's Time got scratched a couple of times by the vet, had a little bit of a minor foot issue, but we finally got to see Jack's Time back at the starting gate. And when Glenn Corbett seemingly pushed a button at the quarter pole, this horse accelerated and his class shone through in a big way as he pulled away in the stretch to win. Both Kanojo and Jack's Time back on top of the Iowa-bred older fillies and mares and colts and geldings. Here's Jack's Time stretch run.
Jack's Time, just like that, has taken the lead as they arrive at the top of the stretch, and Special Sort of Storm is going to try to make him work for it, but he couldn't match strides with Jack's Time, who is kicking clear inside the final furlong. Jack's Time, Glenn Corbett in front now by 3.5 lengths. Special Sort of Storm clearly second best, but it's Jack's Time in the Cyclones.
Well, a couple of former champions this weekend win their stakes races. Kanojo yesterday. You had Jack's Time. Jack's Time. You know, you got to love a horse. Seemingly that was a push button. Corbett pushed the button at the quarter pole, and it was essentially over, Kelly.
Yeah, Glenn just rode a perfect race. You know, he sat right in the catbird seat the whole time, and then luckily we have enough horse so that he could go on when he asked him.
Was it a little frustrating throughout the year? You know, you got this horse, you want to get him, you know, you got the fan base behind him. Owners want to see him go. It's part of the game, I get it. But a little relief for you today?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've been working hard on him to get him back to this point. We didn't have major problems with him, but enough we couldn't run him till now. Yep. So to get him back to this point and perform like he did, very proud of him.
Obviously, you want to get back to the barn, so he is. Classic Nights, the end of September. Maybe something between?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're going to enjoy tonight very much, and then we'll start looking to see what's the best way for him to get to Classics Night.
Congrats, Kelly. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's jump ahead to next weekend in racing. Before we do that, just a quick reminder that we are through with racing on Mondays, with one exception. We will race Labor Days, but our schedule now, weekly schedule, is we are down to 3 days a week, Friday and Saturday, post time, both of those days at 5 o'clock, and on Sunday, as always, we race at 4 o'clock. Well, this coming weekend is AQHRA Challenge Championship weekend. We got a number of quarter horse races. Let's take a look at a couple of those. Well, let's start off on Friday night with the second race, the 29th running of the AQHA Racing Prairie Meadows Championship Challenge, a Grade 2 event for 3-year-olds and upwards at 440 yards. Two of the participants both faced off at a Grade 3 event, the Hawkeye Stakes, run earlier right here on July the 3rd. The Hawkeye would be won by number 2 Curl's Magic Wagon. The one horse this coming Friday, Hooked on Gone, finished in second. Here's the Hawkeye from early July.
And they're off. Pretty even start. Edberg Verde, one of the ones into stride fast. Here's Curl's Magic Wagon now forging through down along the inside to take the lead. Curl's Magic Wagon now into a big lead from the outside. Hooked and Gone trying to rally late, but it's Curl's Magic Wagon and Alfredo Triana Jr. to win the Hawkeye.
Friday's feature race for thoroughbreds, the 17th running of the Prairie Meadows Debutants, a $100,000 sweepstakes for fillies 2-year-olds at a distance of 6 furlongs. The morning line favorite, the undefeated Wild Vacoma, an Iowa bred, trained by Logan Ashford. This horse broke her maiden at first asking, ran on during the Iowa Festival of Racing, came from off the pace to score in the Prairie Gold Lassie against Open Companies, a phenomenal win. Let's take a look at Wild Vacoma as she wins during the festival to stamp herself as one of Iowa's best 2-year-old fillies currently in training.
Wild Vacoma to the outside of My Kid Said No. Cardio Cat shooting the gap down at the fence. It's Wild Vacoma to win the Prairie Gold Lassie. She beat Cardio Cat, My Kid Said No, and Valkyrie.
3 more terrific quarter horse races on Saturday. Let's take a look at race number 4, the 21st running of the John Deere Prairie Meadows Juvenile Challenge. At 350 yards for 2-year-olds, the favorite morning line-wise in this race is number 9, Counter 44, trained by Charlie Hunt. Angel Ramirez will have the mount. This horse going for 3 straight.
And they're off. Lovely one off the inside showing speed. Lacey Lynn from between runners. BR classified as there, and Counter 44 coming through on the inside. It's Counter 44 and Lovely to the front. Counter 44 takes the lead, and Counter 44 will draw off to win by about a half a length.
Saturday's feature race for thoroughbreds is the 17th running of the $100,000 Prairie Meadows Freshman A Sweepstakes for 2-year-olds at a distance of 6 furlongs. As I mentioned earlier, Dak was very impressive, but there's a couple of other really nice Iowa breds in this field. AP Score broke his maiden at first asking. Ran during the Festival of Racing, ran 4th behind the incredibly talented filly Wagley. AP Score looks as though he'll be a big factor. Pearly Mischief won at first asking, drew away to win by over 6 1/4 lengths. And don't forget about Dial It Down. All he's done is won 2 of 3 races. But let's focus in on Dak as he breaks out of the starting gate and goes wire to wire in his lifetime debut.
Swing, who's into the second spot and trying to chase down Dak at the top of the stretch. Dak is the leader. I Forgot the Time. Country Swing second and third. Country Swing is flattened out, and Dak keeps going. It's Dak approaching the final 16th, clear of I Forgot the Time, and these two are well clear of the others. Dak, the son of Upstart, took him gate to wire in his debut. He beat I Forgot the Time. Honest to Pete was third, and My Liquid Lunch.
So as you can see, another big weekend of horse racing coming up this weekend as we cut back to 3 days a week of racing again. Friday and Saturday, post time 5 o'clock. Sunday, we go at 4 o'clock. Thanks for being with us, and spread the word. Would you let your fellow racing fans know that every week, Prairie Meadows on the racing tab to prairiemeadows.com has our weekly vlog. We'll see you next time. We'll see you at the races.